Hi, Rain. Thanks for joining us. We had a few other people that were in the waiting room, but it looks like they dropped off. We're going to get started just so we can make sure that we give everyone enough time. So, welcome to Project Hokuleni Ohana workshop. We're glad that you joined us tonight. This session is being recorded, so you can go back at any time to review the workshop. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of good information tonight. I would like to introduce to you Hyjin Park. Hyjin is with Project Hokuleni as well. And then our first speaker tonight that we will be hearing from is Ms. Kay Gushikin Jernigan. And she is a career counselor at the Manoa Career Center at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Kay will be sharing with us tonight student employment opportunities that your Keiki may be interested in when they come to Manoa. So Kay, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. And thank you, Jen, for always having me. Just a check on volume, okay, or sound check. Okay, perfect. And please, I'm going to just give you a heads up. I'm actually remote at the mall waiting for my daughter. And so the Wi-Fi is okay now, but just in case. And so please stop me at any time if you cannot hear me or if it's too loud in the background. I'm going to go ahead and share screen. Let's see. All right. Can everybody see the screen? It should be the slideshow that says involvement and career preparedness. Okay, perfect. All right. So again, my name is Kay Jernigan. I represent the Manoa Career Center. I am one of four career counselors. And we service students in so many different ways, definitely one-on-one counseling, but also our group sessions. And so my understanding is this group or the audience that we're speaking to, maybe parents or potential students entering UH Manoa. And so I just wanted to share with you that this PowerPoint, we actually use it for our new student orientation. And so it's really more about showing you like how to access our services and definitely student employment because we have a job database. But also it's to share with you in an overview about what we do at the Career Center. All right, hold on. I need to see my screen. And I'm used to when I do present, I'm actually used to double monitors. And so this is different for me. Okay, hold on. All right, perfect. So we are located on campus, very convenient in QOC, Queen Liliuokalani Center. This is an image of the QOC building. We are on the second floor. And again, we are seeing students in person. We do see students virtually. And then we also see students in our group or outreach or workshop sessions. This is our mission at the Career Center. We like to say that careers begin here with us. And we really empower our students to build confidence, career readiness, meaningful experiences, and connections with employers to support professional growth and career life plan. I know it's a lot of words there. But in a nutshell, we try to help our students transition successfully from student to professional. So a lot of times our students, when they hear Manoa Career Center, they think on-campus jobs. Yes, that is a huge part of our center. However, we also service our students again through counseling, and we work with them again to transition them. This is a handout that we provide to all of our students, new students, parents. We thought it was a fun handout, kind of showing them a roadmap of our services and programs. And so the next slide is a QR code as well as the link to the roadmap. And we call it the roadmap to graduation, and basically kind of overviewing our career centers, services and programs. So we like to tell our students or remind our students and parents that step one is to meet with us. I don't care if you are a first-year student, second, third, everyone thinks that they have to come to us in their senior year. But honestly, that's probably the worst time. We tell students to start in their first year, their first semester at UH. So tell your student, please come see the Career Center. There's tons of career counselors and good amount of resources. They can make an appointment on our website, super easy. Our website is on the roadmap handout as well. And you'll notice that it'll say make an appointment. You can also send an email to our Career Center. So this is a lot of text as well. So basically, in a summary form, this is all the services and programs that we provide. We do have assessment tools for their own career development. One of our biggest services is our resume cover letter review. So we help students to review their documents. We also do interview prep. We also hold events such as career fairs and our law school fair. So step 2, we encourage our students always to get involved. We tell them to gain work experience through employment. And again, that's probably why you're here, is to figure out, okay, what are some opportunities on campus? I always tell my students that part-time on-campus work is the best way to go because it's super flexible. The supervisors are department heads, they're supervisors on campus that know that you are students first. And so tell your student, please find an on-campus job if you can. So here are some quick facts and figures about our student employment. We have about 3,700 student employees that work on campus or through our on-campus employment. They're through various departments, locations. There are some that are off campus through UH affiliated sites. Work schedule, again, is super flexible because they know that you're a student first. There is federal work study. So if your student has financial aid, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. If your student has financial aid, please take a look at the federal work study package if you guys do have federal work study. And then also the last bullet point, it is a range of what our students make. However, that has not been updated because our minimum wage did go up. I think it's like 16 or something now. And so just keep that in mind. So why work? Yes, the money is great, part-time money, but it is about the experience. And not only that, I remind my students, it's about the skills that you're going to gain. So when you're in your class, you gain your academic skills, but employers, they want more. They want to know, can you lead? Can you time manage? Can you work in an organized professional environment? And it really will help you to grow your resume as well. So you can also search for jobs on our on-campus portal. So I'm going to run through this really fast, but on our site, we have a huge icon that says find a job. You basically click on it and it'll take you to SECE. So SECE is SECE is basically our UH system job database. All of our UH system students, if they do end up at a CC, they will log into this to look for on-campus jobs. So this is just a screenshot. They're going to log in using their UH username and password. This is the second page where on the left column, you'll see how to search for jobs. You're going to find part-time jobs, federal work study. They can also search for off-campus. And then we do have some internships as well. It's sort of like shopping. So once you search for the jobs using filters, you're going to see a list of eligible jobs. So the eligible jobs that your student is eligible for, they will have to look through it and do a little bit of research. We can also walk them through it and help them. But this is what it would look like. And again, it's like shopping. They're going to add a job to their job cart. So it'll be put into a bucket, basically, of their interested jobs. And it'll tell you briefly information about what the job requires and what the job, like the pay rate, as well as the title of the job, and then some qualifications. Once your job has been added to the cart, you're able to view your cart. So this is like that bucket, that cart. And so you can actually, your student can apply for up to 5 jobs per day. Okay, so tell them to be selective. They will most likely need at least a resume, a cover letter, and possibly they have to prep for an interview. So just kind of prep them for that. They can come to us if they're UH Manoa students. They can come to us and we can help them prep for the interview as well as revise their resume. Step 3, I encourage my students, please, aside from part-time work, join organizations, get involved. That's another way that you can build your skills. We do have a student life and development website. It's called SLD, and they have a running list of all the available organizations for our students. So please tell them to get involved. Step 4, we can help them to learn about their career interests. Through job shadowing and volunteer work, we can guide them, we can coach them on how to find a job shadowing opportunity or volunteer opportunity. Step 5, again, gain hands-on career experience through internships. And so a lot of times our students will say, well, they'll come in their senior year and they'll say, I have no work experience. I have nothing to put in my experience section. And this is where I remind my students, gain any type of hands-on experience. Internships, whether paid or unpaid, as well as the volunteer work, you can always put it down and tailor it. And lastly, we remind our students, because careers begin here, or we like to think that, we want students to know that you need to start your job search early. And again, remind your students, whatever institution, whatever campus they're at, go check out their career center and meet with a career advisor there. And that is it. So again, our contact information is at the bottom. The roadmap also has all our information. And then this is just a summary of the common services that we provide or we meet with our students for. Any questions? Via chat. Oh, yes, copy of the slide. Yes, I will send it over to Lisa or Jen. And then hopefully you can access that roadmap as well.
And then the video recording of tonight's session will also be available if you want to go back to watch it or to review, or you need help through the slides as well. Any other questions for Kay? Any of your Keiki already have a job? They're working?
So, my firstborn is doing an internship with Project Hokulani at the museum. He's a 12th grader, so he's part of that. But I have another son who's an 11th grader, and he's not a part of that group. So I'm thinking, um, do you offer that? Because I love that. I love the idea that kids actually doing some kind of counseling before even going further in college. But do you offer that to graduating students from high school? No.
Okay, that's a great question. So unfortunately, our target group is our UH Manoa students. However, we do sometimes often outreaches for our high school students, but they're mainly like coordinated with some sort of staff on campus. And we'll go to the schools and we can do like a brief workshop. But we don't do like the one-on-one services with the student. But Ren, have your students check your campus or their campus, because they should have like a career guidance counselor on campus. What school are your kids at?
They attended the lab school, both of them.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'm sure lab school guarantee.
Yeah. So
So,
my second one, I believe his top choice is UH Manoa. So
oh, okay. And did the guidance counselor help with the application process?
not yet because he's still in 11th grade
Oh,
right
he's still
now.
11. Okay,
So I have
okay.
two, like one 12 and one 11.
So the 12th grader though is going to UH.
His interest is in chemical engineering, and unfortunately, UH Manoa doesn't have that program
Oh, okay, okay. So what is he gonna do? He's gonna go somewhere
somewhere in the
away.
mainland. Yes.
But is somebody at UH Lab that is helping with the application?
He has already applied and he
Okay.
got accepted.
Oh,
Yep.
congratulations.
And he got
Okay.
a merit scholarship offer and I think honors program.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, so
Yeah.
tell this son that to make use of the resources that are on that campus, they have to
Mm-hmm.
have a career center. And so just
Okay.
make use of this. Because we are not mandatory, we're not like advising. And so a lot
Mm.
of times it's a struggle for students to come to us on their own.
Oh, so, but my firstborn, who actually, the main reason why I'm here, he
Uh-huh.
took classes at UH Manoa as a high
Okay.
school student.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So she got college credit.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so I'm not too sure if it's like, I think he's kind of like set on his goals. So I'm just like thinking about my second one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least one is, he seems pretty motivated.
Yeah.
So that's
First
good.
one.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank
good
you
luck
so
with
much.
that. And then make use of UH Labs resources on campus. Okay, I see another one, a chat question. It says, any possible research jobs for freshmen? So that, honestly, you're gonna have to do a little bit of homework. And so you're gonna have to go in and use the filters. So the filters is gonna be like your location, where you want to work. And then also you type in research, or there's also options where you check off like what kinds of positions that you want to look for. I can't tell you right off the bat if there is or not. What will pull up is what you're eligible for. And then when I think about research jobs, though, we do oftentimes have some in lab setting. And so that's the key. You want to have experience within the lab setting.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm so sorry. I was trying to pull up my video and stuff.
Oh, yeah, no
Um,
worries.
I have a question. My daughter is still in high school. She's
Yeah.
not senior yet, but
Okay.
she's super nervous. She wants to do this super complicated neuro ophthalmologist, whatever engineering.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sorry.
No
But
worries.
but the sister already in college, so sister is freshman, so they found out the first year, like a freshman tried to find a job in a lab
Mm-hmm.
was is super super
Hard.
hard. And then it's almost like the moment they saw your freshman, they don't even read through your resume.
Mm.
So I'm just wondering if there's anything that they could do in high school that, in, for example, in UH. I know UH has super good like a lab programs and stuff. So is it possible anything they do in high school that can, like mitigate this this risk when they're
Like,
freshmen? Because
yeah. So okay,
yeah.
this is the idea, and this is a different I mindset. So yes, I can see how it could probably be difficult for freshmen to find like lab work because a lot of these lab or these professors
Mhm.
or researchers at the university, they probably want maybe a little bit of experience, right, in a lab
Yeah,
setting. And
yeah.
so that's the challenge. However, if you think about it in terms of what kinds of skills are needed
Mhm.
to work in a lab, right?
Okay.
So the
Yeah.
organization, like being able to, I don't know, work in a clean environment, being able
Mm,
to maintain in a clean environment.
mm,
Um, and so that's the kind of things that I think the approach to take. And
mhm.
then it's about tailoring the resume to
Yes.
that job. So it's about highlighting those skills. So like,
Mm,
for example, let's say your student
mm.
works in a kitchen or a restaurant.
Uh-huh.
But if you tailor the skills to say that, you worked in a fast-paced environment, you had to manage your time, you had to make
Oh,
sure that the environment was clean and up to Department of Health standards.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
that's the mindset that we try to teach our students, is to try to change the mindset to tailor it to skills.
Oh, that's very smart. Because my girls, they wanna work and study, but they don't
Mm-hmm.
wanna work in an area that not too much related to their work. You know what I mean? Like they wanna be able to work in an environment that also like have something to do with their school. So
Yes. Okay.
it is like a luxury, right? Like almost like impossible a lot of time, but they
No,
try to make it happen.
this is my take on freshman year,
Uh-huh.
especially because it's a transition from high school to college.
Mm,
I would say just find a job, right?
mm,
Even
mm,
if it's not specifically exactly what you wanted, right?
mm.
Because let's say that she is in an office environment, she
Okay,
can still build on that and then eventually could look for a lab position.
okay.
And you're
Um,
basically adding to your resume. And
yeah,
again,
the,
yeah.
that is very smart. Sorry. The reason she has this idea that she has to find it when a freshman was because the sister of my other older daughter's in Tufts. So she wants
Oh,
to study medicine. So
ah,
they
uh-huh.
have this second year, they have to be able to already somehow design to this pre-med program already. So
Mm.
that's why the first year is important, like to get some kind of experiences, exposure. That's why my younger daughter, um, trying to learn from this, try to
Mm-hmm.
find a
Well,
way.
I don't know if Jin, if you want to share a little bit more, but Jin put something in the chat that I thought might apply. That
Oh,
Step Up program by Jobsum.
Yeah, yeah.
step
Just
up program.
is
Oh,
some step up program for the high schoolers, and they have like a sequel programs for the college freshman and sophomore, and then
oh,
the junior and senior as well too. It's kind of paid internship opportunities, and after student do some research together with the professionals in the medical field, they go
mhm.
to the DC for presentations, something like that. Very exciting opportunity. It seems
Oh,
like the application deadline already ended though. But it's an annual program, so you can
oh,
check the website. Yeah.
oh, thank you so much. So do they have an age, like a which grade they can
Oh,
apply?
yeah, usually, well, my memory is not good, but
No,
last
no.
year, and they came and presented too, and it's usually for the high school, junior and seniors.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, high
yeah.
school
Okay,
junior and seniors for the Pacific Step Up programs.
okay.
That when they enter into the college, so they can also
Uh-huh.
join the similar programs, and they can also get the college credits at the same time, paid
Mm.
internship opportunities at the Japsum.
Okay, thank you so much. That's very valuable information.
A couple of recommendations as well. This is from personal experience. When I was in high school as a freshman, I volunteered in a hospital. And
Mm.
my sophomore year, I was actually invited into a preceptorship program with Dr. Livingston Wong. He was a Native Hawaiian physician who was at the forefront of kidney transplants. So I did an internship with him for 1 year where I shadowed him 3 times a week as he went through and saw patients. Um, when I graduated from high school, I actually had that experience to put on my resume. I mean, it was volunteer, it was non-paid, but I started as a freshman with the intent that I wanted to go into a medical field, which I ended up not doing. But my freshman year, they actually gave me a job in the biology lab because I had experience in a hospital. I worked in emergency and the renal ICU as well as a renal nursing floor over 4 years. So that may be one avenue to explore, maybe volunteering in a hospital. I had a student who interned for me that did that while she was a sophomore and junior in high school because she went into medicine. So she wanted to prepare herself, and she did some volunteer work in the hospital before going away to college. The other thing is Kelly Ching will be coming on in a little bit, but she has programs for high school students that will bring them to campus to kind of explore some of the engineering fields, as well as the Pono Eao, who I also work with. We usually have summer programs that will allow students to explore different career pathways. Last year, our health field was in public health. So we collaborated with the Department of Health, their public health division, and students were able to actually go to the Department of Health, look at different careers in public health, including Lanakeela's TB clinic, Diamond Heads clinic that's out there, and some of the other clinics, and Jabson as well. So I'll put the email address in the chat, and if you just email and say, put me on your email list, we can do that and make sure that when those things come out, the Pono Eao service is pre-K to 12. So we don't do college students. Once they're in college, we turn them over to another program. So if you're looking at, they're still in high school, that's a great place to start, as well as some of Kelly's programs that she's going to talk about. Any other questions for Kay?
All right. Well, thank you. I'm gonna have to sign off. But
Thank you so much, Kay.
yes. All right. Thanks for always including me. All right.
Yes.
Take care.
Okay, aloha.
Bye.
Good stuff, yeah. Well, our next speaker is Ms. Kelly Ching. She's the director of the Native Hawaiian Science and Engineering Mentorship Program, and she's going to share with you her summer programs, one of them which is Freshman Bridge at UH Manoa, and any other ones that she has coming up that you may be interested in for your keiki. Okay, Kelly, all yours.
Thank you so much, Lisa, and thank you, Jen, for having me. Is my volume okay for everyone as well? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Really great information from Kay. We actually have the Manoa Career Center speak often to our students as well, college and pre-college, because they're a great resource of knowledge. But as Lisa mentioned, my name is Kelly Ching. I'm the director of NHSCMP, and I'm an educational specialist with the College of Engineering. So I've been working with this program for almost 20 years now. And I put this in right away after I saw Kay tell you where we actually are. So we are at UH Manoa. If you've ever driven on Dole Street and seen this statue, yeah, I see some nodding of heads here. That's actually Holmes Hall. So that's where our house is, where our office is in STEM Center, but we do service all STEM majors at UH Manoa, but we just kind of wanted to give you a grounding as to where we are. So we provide services, opportunities, and communities for our Native Hawaiian, Pacific Island, and underserved students to achieve academic excellence and identity. So similar to what Lisa works with Na Pono Eao, we do pre-K through PhD. As she mentioned, they do pre-K through 12th, and then we've been partnering for a very long time to kind of pick up those students as they get into college and then beyond, industry, grad school, whatever they might want to do. This is our goal. You can read it on the screen, but we really want to create leaders. So I tell my students every semester, use this time in college to figure out what you're passionate about, what you're interested in, how you want to give back to your community, so that when you graduate, you can take that knowledge and start to make those informed decisions on behalf of our community. We really want to see all of them sitting at the table, speaking on behalf of, our lahui and our people here. And what's really cool is we actually have some students who already do this in college. And they're on these boards and, going to the Board of Regent, speaking to our president. So it's a really great time for them to learn how to do that and use their voice. This is our main program. So as Lisa mentioned, we have several different things that we like to do, but this is our STEM Scholars Program. So this runs during the fall and spring semesters every year. Currently, I'm working with about 45 current college students right now. And we do offer summer programs, but this is basically the different opportunities and how we've categorized them for our students. So the first one, definitely ho'okahua, right, which means to lay the foundation. So we really want to ensure that our students are understanding where things are, how they can find resources, and resources include people, right? So starting to build their network. A lot of times I think of industry, faculty, professionals, but getting to know their peers, right? Because their peers will help them in classes. And then when they graduate, they will become their coworkers and colleagues and just resources. I've talked to my alumni and they call each other up all the time, still asking for different questions and, what can we do? We have projects, how can we partner? The second column is Makahanaka Ike, right? So in doing one, learn, just a really big thing. And I've taken this from Lisa and her counterpart, Kinohi, right? 90% doing, 10% talking. So really getting students involved, getting their hands dirty. My college students actually mentor high school students and below. So every time we do outreach events, my college students are the ones who are creating and leading these activities. And that's really important to me because they are learning, and as Kay mentioned too, building the resume, how to communicate effectively to a 5-year-old, to a 65-year-old, right? How do you take that STEM knowledge and turn it into something that people can understand and learn about? Working on their leadership skills, different things like that. And just taking, why they got into college and studying and sharing that out with, other younger students to demonstrate that they can do it as well, right? This is a role model that they can become. We also do provide undergraduate research experiences. So I know some of you are asking about research as well. I can talk more about that. And our funding, we do try to, get students to participate in STEM conferences locally, nationally, sometimes even internationally, competition. So that's another great way, other than just research, but get involved in student projects where they actually compete at the national, international level and get those skills under their belt as well. We offer what we call our Oikana'awao Spotlight Series. So it's our professional development and knowledge inquiry, cultural knowledge inquiry. So we bring in cultural practitioners, professionals, faculty, and staff to come and speak to our students or teach them something. Again, talking about interactive activities. We also have our students participate in site visits, service work days, and other just team building activities. And then, as always, which is something that my students are always interested in, is the financial aspect of life, right? I know some of you mentioned that your children were going to be studying as well as finding a job or figuring out how to do that. So we do try to defray some of those costs. Kay mentioned the CIKI positions at UH Manoa. So I actually have an amazing team of 3 undergraduate students right now, and they are on a CIKI position. So they are getting paid to, help work and create all of these great activities and work with our students. And then when funding is available, we do try to pay our STEM tutors, our mentors, and then our research interns as well. So the Bridge program, I want to talk about, and I've actually revamped this a little bit from prior years. So hopefully you can still find opportunities that your students might be interested in, a good fit. But we've been running Bridge programs since 2006. This was the first thing that I was tasked to do when I came on board in 2005. And it was a dedicated summer program, but I've changed it this year to be an academic year program. So it's going to run the fall and spring instead. And the main reasons why I've made this change is that we found that students, once they started college, everything is a little bit more important to them when it's academic and educational based because they're now in school. So the tools and resources that we're going to try to give them and the people that they're going to meet, hopefully our students will find a little bit more relevance and that immediate success in what they are trying to do. So this is Bridge. With Foundations in Cultural Values, Identity, and Practices, we do want to address the main areas of interest that we've seen for our first-year college students. So this is the first one, is greater preparation for college success. And we know it starts earlier, but how can we then solidify that and reconfirm those things as those resources and opportunities once they are on campus with us? Understanding how to navigate our university system. UH is really big, Manoa is really big. We just transitioned to a new student portal that even my students are trying to figure out right now. So how do we navigate financial, CKI, registration, all of that good stuff? And then again, like I mentioned, building that, academic community of peers, professionals, faculty, and staff. So ultimately, we want our students to receive assistance and support to build these skills for college and career success. So starting at that freshman year and really hitting them hard with different types of development skills that they will need and that we actually touched upon when Kay was speaking, right? If they don't have the technical research, how can we build them up to be able to get those jobs and opportunities during school? So the first 3 bullet points are kind of our MQs or minimum quals, right? So this is for students who are graduating this year, so seniors in high school right now, committed to attending UH Manoa, right? Because they'll be really identifying resources on campus and things. And then majoring or intending to major in the STEM fields. If we also have students who are interested or have a strong connection to their Hawaiian culture, values, identity, and want to learn about that relationship with STEM, minimal STEM research experience, because I'll talk about that, committing to our fall 2026 and spring 2027 semester activities, and just being highly motivated and interested to learn. Come in with an open mind. I always tell our students, have an open mind to everything, right? Because you never know. I hear a lot of, oh, that's not me. Oh, I don't want to do that. But you never actually know what connections you will make and how that will get you to where you want to be. So the biggest thing is, what will they be doing? So what is this academic year? It sounds like a really long time for them to be with us. So this is kind of what we're looking at is our monthly mixed plate pa'inas, or what we would call our meetups, right? So we're looking at once a month, maybe 1 to 2 hours. And with the cohort, we will identify that schedule that they can all be at. Those 1 to 2 hours will then include, some of these opportunities: professional development, cultural engagement, advising and mentorship. We're going to bring people in to talk. And then team building activities. So some of the different activities that we've done in the past is resume building, writing cover letters, how to perform research, right? Like, what does it actually mean to do technical research at the college level? Interview preparation. Another one that I just talked about is finding a job in CKI, right? How do you navigate the CKI system? And then for fun things, we've done board game nights, trivia nights, we've played Mafia, we've had talent shows, we go on hikes, and this is all around food as well. So we really want to make sure that students have a great time, they get to meet each other and meet our other students in our STEM Scholars program. And then, asking them to come, so that will probably be 3 times a semester. We will set them up with a STEM research experience for next summer. So that'll be set up with their interests, with faculty on campus. I know some of you have mentioned medical. We've actually had our students do research experiences at the JABSOM campus as well. But setting them up with that so they won't have to look for that or anything. And then there will be an educational stipend provided as well. So if you have if your children might be interested, if you have other, other students, families that you know of, our application will open in May, just so that we can capture them before they end their school, because then I think that they're going to be on a very different timeline of enjoying summer. It'll be open, so it'll be a rolling application and review process. And then we plan to hold our orientation the week before school starts, which should be the week of August 17th or so, getting them prepared to enter. Please scan this. This is our shortened URL. It's just an interest form. You can kind of just click, and as Auntie Lisa mentioned as well, we will put you on our mailing list so we can send information out to you or your child with what you might be interested in. But that's all I have. On my next page is our information, just our acronym at hawaii.edu, or my work email address, and we also have a website. But if you just Google NHSEMP, we will come up, because we're the only one with that acronym. But I will leave it on this page for now for that QR code, but I'm open to any questions that you might have.
We do have one question in the chat, Kelly.
Yes, sorry.
Does a student need to be of Hawaiian or Pacific Islander descent to apply?
No. We are open, especially if students are here, if they want to, or are thinking about living here and working here. All we ask is that they are open to learning about culture. And that might be sharing their own culture, learning about Hawaiian culture, things like that. Yeah,
Mahalo.
that's a great question. Thank you.
Anyone have Keiki going into engineering or interested in engineering aside from our chemical engineer? So Kelly, is that correct? There is no chemical
Yeah.
engineer
So we don't
pathway.
have, yes, correct. We don't have a chemical engineering major. We have had students who are interested in chemical engineering, but they go into civil and environmental engineering. A lot of our civil and environmental research is why it involves a lot of chemistry. And then we see them go on to their masters for chemical engineering somewhere else.
Mhm.
We have 5 main engineering majors, so civil, construction, mechanical, electrical, computer, and then outside of our college we have bioengineering, and then for master's degree we have ocean engineering, and then we also have concentrations in aerospace and biomedical as well. Yeah.
Any other questions?
I didn't get that very clearly. Did you say you have bioengineering?
So it's more in the agricultural field. So yes, we do
Oh,
have it as an undergraduate. So it's not the
okay.
biomedical, but we do have a concentration in biomedical. So we're
Okay.
starting to build that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Question. So the biomedical is under what track actually? Under what engineering program?
Mechanical.
Oh, mechanical. So it is
Yeah.
a track under mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great to know. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And then we also are building a track in under mechanical for material sciences. So that's one, a new one that we're bringing on as well.
Any other questions for Kelly? Specific questions?
So I was going to say other ways. I know there were some questions about, as a first year student doing research experiences, but we can't get the research because we need a little bit of experience, and it becomes that vicious cycle, right, that we hear a lot. And thank you, Lisa, for sharing volunteering work, shadowing work, things that are non-paid. I think our students don't give enough credit to what they can learn from that. We really push those opportunities. Even if it's, we like the consistent volunteering, but if you can get there once a week, things like that, that you're starting to display that you have those skills that Kay was talking about, and you start to meet more people who can then, as what happened with Lisa, right? They offered her another job, another position afterwards. Another great way during the first year of school that we always tell our students is get involved in organizations. I'm in the STEM field, so I talk more about the STEM organizations, but there are a lot of student clubs and they do projects, right? And so through the projects, you start to build those technical skills because all of the organizations have to have a faculty advisor, right? And so those faculty are doing research as well outside of whatever they're doing with those student clubs and projects. So that's another way to kind of get your name in front of the faculty. You're demonstrating your skill set, your organization, your reliability in things. Oftentimes those projects are attached to research, which are scaffolded, right? So the intention is they understand that freshmen are new. They're just getting their feet wet with their classes, right? They may be taking a lot of general education courses. So they're going to learn and almost shadow the juniors and seniors. But then the expectation is that as a sophomore, you're now doing more. As a junior, you're going to be leading some of these things. And as a senior, you begin to supervise all of these types of things. So you can still get in at the freshman level. And it might not be the technical research, but there's all these other pathways into meeting and identifying those opportunities.
Kelly, question in the chat. Jesse program, JESSE, is great for
Yes.
high school students to explore different types of engineering fields during the summer. Is it for high school juniors?
It is. So you have to be a current high school junior when you're applying. The application usually opens in January and it closes, I think it closed end of February or early March this time around. So that it is for the juniors. It's a 6-week program. They are placed in research labs and they basically have, I think it's like a 6-hour a day schedule. So combined with research, they also do some professional development opportunities as well as site visits to different engineering companies on Oahu. So that's a really great one. We do look for students who are identifying UH as a place that they would want to go because then again, you're making those connections. But definitely, it's always on our College of Engineering website and it usually again opens up in about January.
Yes, and mahalo. Hyjin sent she dropped the website link in the chat. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and click on that in the chat. Oh yes, Hyjin said that they've sent a few students there. That's
Yes.
awesome.
We had Hokulani students last summer.
Oh,
Definitely.
great.
Yeah. Yeah. So this
Hyjin's a
is
wealth
really
of information, you know.
No, because of all the connections here at the UH Manoa, we have a really great programs mentoring high school students going into the college. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Any other questions for Kelly or any questions in general? Yes, please make sure that you check out NHSEMP. NHSEMP and the Pono Eao have been longtime partners in summer and year-round programs, and students have been able to make connections and set their resources up even in their middle and high school years. So, you know, by the time they graduate, they already have connections with some of Kelly's engineering students that they're able to talk to, and they're comfortable with reaching out to them for help. And like Kelly said, their alumni still keep in touch. There's 3 of them that actually were texting with me last month on something because we were looking for someone, and I said, oh wait, let me ask these engineering guys. They might know what company would be able to help with that. So, you know, they still keep in touch and they were very quick to respond. They're lifelong friends. So it's a great program to be able to connect your keiki with if they're interested in that. And I know, Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, but NHSEMP has also had other non-engineering students that have been a part of their program and have connected, you know, like nursing.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Kelly mentioned, oh, I remember many years back, there was an aerospace student. In
Mhm.
fact, do you remember the Walshes?
Yeah.
We just got a card from one of them. He's working, I think, for an airplane company.
Yeah.
Might be Boeing. So, you know, they keep in touch
Yeah.
still yet from way back.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a great way. We have like right now currently we have molecular and cell biology students, astrophysics, nursing, physics, math. So definitely um, we we lean heavier towards engineering because that's where we're housed. Our initial federal funding was a partnership between Kamakuku Center for Hawaiian Studies and Engineering, but we were fortunate to start to broaden out. So it's really cool. Natural resource, food and nutrition, health sciences as well, which is super cool, and public health, which is awesome. I know Lisa talked about that. So it's a really cool way to meet other people as well. Um, Yes, it's very cool to see where our alumni are. They come back. We have different mentoring opportunities for our high school students as well, where my students actually work with different high schools to one-on-one mentor and things. So if you know you have any interest in that, you know, feel free to share my information with your children's teachers and things and set those up. But we're just here to make sure that your students are able to transition from high school to college and then college and beyond. We really want to make sure that they're successful in whatever they would like to do. And that can change also. So we're always there to listen to them. But thank
I
you so
also want to
much.
throw this out, that, often we've had students or classes ask about coming to do a campus tour. And I've worked with Kelly to help arrange some campus tours for either individuals or groups, where even some of the engineering students have been able to talk and connect with the high school students or middle school students. So if that's something that you're interested in, coming for a campus tour, reach out to us, let us know, and we can make that happen. Come to our campus tours instead of going through admissions, because you get the more customized to your career pathway that you're interested in. Okay, well, we're at 6:53. I want to say mahalo, Kelly, for sharing and spending tonight with us. Before you folks go, I do have some reminders. I put the link to the feedback form in the chat. Make sure that you fill that out, because that's how they verify attendance. And if you haven't done so already, which I do think most of you have, because I was looking at the spreadsheet earlier just to check if I had to remind anyone who usually comes on. But if you haven't, make sure that you also fill out the WH1 form, because they're going to start processing your gift cards during the summer and send those out. Okay, so the feedback form, remember to do that. And then the WH1 form if you haven't, but I think if you've been on before and you've done the feedback form, you already did your WH1. If you missed any of the previous sessions, you can always go back to the website and watch the previous session, then do the feedback form, and you'll get credit for that as well, because it is recorded. Okay. Any other questions? I'm gonna have a talk with Jen about next month's meeting. We did not have anyone on the books, but I actually do have an idea that I think would be helpful, because I don't think we've done this yet. So I'll talk to her, look in the email that gets sent out as a follow-up, and we'll list it if there's a date for next month. Okay. Otherwise, mahalo for being here tonight. Have a great rest of the night, and hopefully we'll see you folks again. Aloha.
Aloha. Thank you so much.